Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about my sort of top 10 features slash improvements to Tapped Out. Did I spell improvements right? I feel like I spelled it wrong. Anyway, moving on. Of course, I did this video about a year ago, just over a year ago. I did a video similar to this where I talked about improvements. To be honest, most of those improvements actually haven't come. But yeah, most of the improvements haven't come, but my mind has changed a lot. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. My mind has changed a lot in terms of what I think they need to do to improve the game. So some of the choices are still, pretty much all the choices are still there. I've just kind of moved them around. But yeah, and I've kind of like changed some of them, what I think. But anyway, this is the updated list. So number 10, of course, is more land. Now I'm putting this as number 10 because honestly, I do think that for the most part, land is fine. I don't have too much trouble with land. I think for the most part it's all right. I think maybe I've seen a few people. I honestly just want like 2 more strips, really, 2 more strips, and then giving us another strip every update. That's the only thing I can really think of. Also, the sea. I know they already extended the sea. I want them to extend it again. I don't know why. I do know why. I know why because I don't know. I just when I build the squid port, I like to have quite a bit of water in front of it, so it looks realistic. It doesn't look like the squid port is the water and that's it. So that's why I think so. And also, like, you know, bringing like boats and stuff, I'd like them to actually be out in the sea. Like, that's another thing. And also maybe like another heights land as well. I wouldn't mind maybe another heights one because I'm kind of just putting all the rich guy stuff, like all the mansions and stuff, putting all them in the heights. Although I don't really like the heights too much, I kind of have to use the land there. But that's more land. It's not really too big of an issue. I'm not really that bothered, but I couldn't really think of anything else, so I just put that as number 10. If you guys have got any other suggestions, by the way, the things I missed, please do tell me. Anyway, number 9. This is one I've talked about before, which is like another way to get donuts. Then of course we've got the daily prizes, and we've got you know, like when you level up and stuff like that. So there are plenty of ways to get donuts here and there. But I think maybe there needs to be just one other way, and I think maybe you trade cash in for donuts. Now what I think should happen is, maybe it should be like 1 million for, like, I don't know, 10 donuts, something like that. It doesn't have to be more. It doesn't have to be like easy to get. It can be something like really hard to get, like 1 million, 2 million, and you only get like 10 donuts. But I think just something would be nice, you know. Maybe they could give us another bank. There's been plenty of banks. There's plenty of banks they haven't given us yet. They could give us a bank from The Simpsons, and when you click on the bank, or maybe on one of the banks we've got so far, when you click on it, you can actually trade in your in-game cash for donuts. And I don't mean cash as in real money, I mean the in-game cash, by the way. Yeah, in-game cash for donuts, and I think that would be a really cool, you know, a really cool way to have some more donuts. And number 8 is a buildings collection guide. So like of course we have the character collection. I would like a building collection, so all these buildings would actually be in a big guide, so you could actually find out what buildings you have and what buildings you don't have. It's also so, like, what kind of annoys me is sometimes I forget if I have a building, because there's so many buildings in the game now. I sometimes forget. I'm like, do I have that building? I don't remember getting that building. And I'm looking around my town, and then I found it bundled up somewhere, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do have that building. So I think it would be nice. It's not really too much of a pressing issue. I just think it would be something really cool to have. Something I've wanted for a bit, just something so I can, you know, see what buildings I have and what ones I need. And there could be plenty of categories. They could do obviously restaurants. They could do like I don't know, like music stores, for example. I'm just thinking of that. I don't know, like civil servant buildings. I don't know. They could make it similar to the categories for the characters, really. But I don't know. I just want to see them, and maybe like when you click on it, it tells you like if it's available or not. I don't know. So that's something like that. But I would like something so you could actually see what buildings you have got. Number 7 is placing certain items on roads and rivers. Of course, the main one being cars on the road. Obviously, I think we should be able to place cars on the road. And then maybe when you click them, They do like a little. Maybe they could just do like a little trip around the road, or they could like just drive like a certain distance and then go back to their original place. I think that would be a really really cool feature for cars. Not all cars, but just some, like the main ones, like Homer's car and Marge's car, and those kind of, like, I would like to see that. Also things like, for example, the Springfield Lake. I would really like it so you could connect the river up to the Springfield Lake, because it doesn't make much sense. It just being, just well. Just being a big, it's just a big lake on its own. Is it connected to the river though? That's actually a good question. But there's little ponds and stuff, and I know no, wait, a lake's connected to a river, right? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know, but maybe just like some items that have water in. Another one is the Springfield Falls. I want it so you can actually, the Springfield Falls, for example. It'd be nice if you could connect water to that. That's probably a better example than the lake. But yeah, I think it would be cool if you could connect, some rivers to certain decorations. Moving on, also like Dr. Lenny's lab, that's another one. But anyway, moving on is a weather cycle. So I've talked about this before as well. I think it would be cool if there was something, if either, like, of course in winter we already have the snow, and in autumn we have the leaves, but I maybe think it would be cool if we had some rain, some lightning, some hailstone. I don't know, some donuts maybe. I think that would be cool. And what they could do is they could give us some sort of weather predicting satellite. I don't know. They could give us something, some sort of building, which we click on, and that basically, we're able to change the weather. Using that, so we can just have it so it's sunny. It can be really windy. I just think it would be a really cool feature to have into our town, so we control the weather. Also for people who hate the snow, because some people actually do hate the snow when it comes to towns, because it's harder to design, because you don't know what it's going to look like when obviously the snow's gone. I understand that, to be honest. So some people actually don't like the snow in winter, and they'd have the option to turn it off. Maybe I think that would be really cool, and I'd definitely like to see it. So yeah, weather cycle's number 6. But again, not major ones, but these top 5 things, these are things I really want to happen. So number 5 is more roads and pavements. I've talked about this before as well. There actually are 3 pavements, I guess, that were meant to be released in the Heights that have not been released yet. It's this kind of golden brick one, this sort of just this normal brick one, and this kind of like sandy, kind of squared off pavement. I really think, I don't know why they haven't added these in. That'd be cool. And I've talked about it before. I really want more roads. I want like kind of like highways, for example. That would be cool. So we can actually have some proper highways, some bridges maybe. I would want some like sort of destroyed, kind of disgusting roads, like broken up roads that we actually see in the Marge Goes to the Monorail episode. I remember there's like a broken up road that Marge suggests someone you should go for. Maybe like something like that kind of design, like it's like potholes and stuff in it. I know it wouldn't be pleasant, but I think it'd seem more authentic in places like like Cletus's neighborhood and Nelson's neighborhood. If you were building like a road around that house, it'd seem more authentic to me to have like a broken up road. Also with lakes, I think with rivers. I think maybe like an infected river, maybe. I don't know. So it's like a bit green. It's got like waste barrels in it. I think actually, I don't know. But whatever. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I basically want more, and also a river. Another thing I forgot to mention. I want to be able to connect the river to the sea as well. I probably should. I don't know where I fit that in, but that's another thing I want, to actually be able to connect the rivers to the sea. But basically, I want more roads and pavements. I think it's really vital that we do get more. I know we've got more. We had another one in the Halloween, and we got 2 in the Wild West, and that was really, really cool. I just think a few more are kind of needed, and especially these Heights ones. They should just release these already, just like maybe after this next event, just give them us, for nothing. I don't know. Number 4 is nighttime feature. So I really think this would be cool as well. Now, of course, the Big Ben clock, of course, in our town tells us what time it is. So if it's really, really late where you live, then it tells you that. I think what would be a really, really awesome feature is, depending on where you lived, it'll obviously have to ask for location in terms of your Apple device or your whatever device. But what I think would be really, really awesome is, for when like the sun is going down where you're going down, your tapped up town starts to get dark, and when it's dark where you're living, it's dark for thing. Obviously, it wouldn't be perfect, but something like that. So like if you're in Australia, it's light, but then while you're in Britain, it's dark. I don't know, like something like that. So it would actually be for some person in the world, it'd be dark. For other people in the world, it'd be light, and then for other people in the world, it'd be kind of between the two. I think that'd be a really, really awesome feature. Of course, the Big Ben knows what time it is in wherever you live. So I think that they know what time it is, so why can't they make a nighttime feature? And of course, they've given us it before in some of the Halloween events, so it's not like it's like a new feature. It's just one they have to rehash. Number 3 is sending items and donuts to friends. Maybe not so much donuts, but more items. I really think this would be cool, because of course maybe hackers will be able to exploit the whole donuts thing. I think that might be a reason why EA would never want to do that. Send donuts, because of course instead of hackers having to go log into your town and do that, they'd just be able to friend you and send you donuts. I think another possibility though is to send items. I think that would be really, really cool. So say if your friend, well, say if you've bought, for example, in the new event, the recent one we've got, say you bought the nerds, the university nerds, right? And you bought them, and you're pretty happy with them. Then I think maybe that there should be a second option where it asks you to buy them again, but not buy them for yourself, buy them for a friend. So when you purchase them for a friend, you give them you pick a friend to give it to, and you send them, unless they already have them, you send them the nerds, and obviously they can accept it, and then they've got the nerds in their town. I think that would be a really nice way of doing it, of bringing the community together a bit more. And the reason I've got the picture of the airport here is, I've talked about it before, I talked about it in my last one, I really think the airport would have been a really cool way of doing that, to actually send things to people. They could still use it, I'll just kind of put it there anyway though. Yeah, they could still use the airport to obviously be able to send items to friends, but mostly I think donuts possibly, but I definitely want items. Maybe there could be a cap on how many donuts you can send, like you can only send like 10 a day or something like that, so hackers don't exploit it. Anyway, moving on. Number 2 is fix the character collections. I had a big rant about this ages ago. You can find it on my channel where I ranted and raved about this and how I think it's really awful. How some of them are they're just goddamn awful, these categories. They're all messed up. There's stuff like the Squeaky Voice Teen and Mole Man category, which is just awful. The more business owners, the more school workers, the more kids, and then we have more kids, but then they add the new kids to the kids category instead of the more kids category. It's just all over the place, the character collections. I think that they really need to change them drastically. It just really annoys me. It annoys Nuclear Videos HD. And if it annoys Nuclear Videos HD, you should just change it, because come on. Nah. But, yeah. It does really annoy me, so I think that it's important to change the character collections kind of quickly. Yeah. And then finally, we got our number 1. What do I think it's going to be? Can we have the drum roll? It's the search bar. I think it was the same thing as the last number 1. But I've talked about this many, many times before, and I think it's vital they should add it. A goddamn search bar. When I'm designing my town, which I'm still doing to this day, I've been doing it for like a year and a half now, probably actually more than that, maybe up to 2 years. I've been designing my town. It's impossible. I'm not kidding. It's absolutely impossible to find the item you want in your inventory, in the decorations category. Like, I know that they've got them into different categories, for example. So if you're in your inventory and you want to look for a building, you can look at buildings. But it needs to be more precise. It needs to be something like for example, when I'm trying to find a fence, for example, and it's in the fence category, but there's loads of fences, for God's sake. And so I'm looking through. I'm like, where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? I think that what there should be is just a little search bar. Just kind of like here-ish maybe, where you click it, it'll bring up your number, your WordPad, I guess, whatever, if you're on iOS. I'll bring up that, or maybe you can have it like an own tapped out version, but bring up that, and then you just search. So you're looking for the gas pump, you type GAS, and then look, pops up, there you go, there's the gas pump, I can use it. I just think that would be a really cool option. They've done stuff before to improve the inventory and the thing, but I just think it's drastic to have better navigation systems. So I'm actually, so players are easily able to, find different. I keep saying, I hate saying that. To find the decoration they want. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So there's my improvements. So let's go through them. Search bar, fixed character collection, sending items and donuts to friends, nighttime feature, roads and pavements, weather cycle, placing certain items on roads and rivers, building collection guard, trading in-game cash for donuts, and more land. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next video. Tell me what you think are the most important improvements and features they need to add, and any that I missed, please do tell me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.